Back when tractors were built with raw steel and real power, these machines didn't just work the land, they dominated it. There was a time in American farming when horsepower meant everything, when strength, torque, and durability decided whether the job got done or not. Today, we're counting down 5 of the most powerful vintage tractors ever built. Machines that didn't just survive the decades, they're still out there working. Number 5. Ford 9600. There was a time when horsepower wasn't just a number on paper, it was something you felt in your chest. And if you were farming in the mid-1970s, chances are you remember the Ford 9600. This wasn't just another tractor rolling off the line. It was Ford stepping into the big leagues and proving they could stand shoulder to shoulder with the best in the field. The Ford 9600 came equipped with a massive 401 cubic inch diesel engine, pushing out around 135 horsepower. Back then, that kind of power didn't just turn heads, it changed the way work got done. You didn't have to baby this machine. You hitched it to a heavy plow, dropped it in the soil, and it just pulled. No hesitation. No complaints. Just steady, honest power, the kind farmers built their livelihoods on. What folks really appreciated, though, wasn't just strength, it was reliability. Cold mornings before sunrise, you turned the key and more often than not, that engine answered. Maybe a little grumble, maybe a puff of smoke, but it came to life. And that meant everything when there was work waiting. And then there was that cab. For many farmers, the Ford 9600 was one of the first times they felt a bit of comfort in the field. A quieter ride, better visibility, a place where you could spend long hours without feeling completely worn down by the end of the day. But more than anything, this tractor earned trust. It hauled through tough seasons. It stayed running when times were tight. And for a lot of families, it wasn't just a machine, it was part of the farm. Even today, you'll still find Ford 9600s out there, paint faded, metal worn, but engines still turning over like they've got something left to prove. Because real power isn't just about horsepower. It's about endurance. It's about showing up year after year and getting the job done. And that's exactly why the Ford 9600 earns its place at number 5. Number 4. Allis-Chalmers 7060. By the time the late 1970s rolled around, farmers weren't just looking for tractors. They were looking for something tougher, stronger, something that could keep up with bigger fields and longer days. And that's exactly where the Allis-Chalmers 7060 came in. Now this was Allis-Chalmers making a statement. Under that bold orange hood sat a 426 cubic inch turbocharged diesel engine, delivering around 150 horsepower. And you didn't have to guess it was there. You could hear it, you could feel it, especially when that turbo started to spool up under load. Hook this tractor to a heavy implement, and it didn't ease into the work, it leaned into it. There was a kind of raw, mechanical honesty to the 7060. No nonsense. No overcomplication. Just power delivered straight to the ground. And for farmers working tough soil, that mattered. But what really set the 7060 apart was how it balanced that strength with practicality. The Power Director transmission gave operators control when it counted, letting you adjust on the go without losing momentum. In the field, that could be the difference between a smooth day and a long one. And then there was the cab. By this point, comfort wasn't a luxury anymore. It was becoming a necessity. And Allis-Chalmers understood that. The 7060 offered better sound insulation, better layout, a space where a man could spend 10-12 hours and still climb out at the end of the day ready to do it again tomorrow. Ask around today, and you'll still hear folks talk about this tractor with a certain respect. Because the 7060 didn't just show up for easy work. It proved itself when conditions got rough, when the ground fought back, when the days ran long. And even now, decades later, there are still Allis-Chalmers 7060s out there doing exactly what they were built to do. Working. Not sitting in a shed, not just for show, but out in the field, earning their keep. And that kind of staying power is exactly why it lands at number 4. Number 3. Case 1070. Now for a lot of farmers, the name Case carries weight. It speaks to a time when tractors weren't built to impress. They were built to endure. And the Case 1070 is a perfect example of that mindset. Introduced in the early 1970s, this machine brought serious muscle to the field. Under the hood, you had a 451 cubic inch diesel engine, delivering right around 100 to 110 horsepower. But numbers don't tell the full story here, because the 1070 wasn't about flashy power. It was about usable power, the kind that held steady under load, the kind that didn't quit when the soil got heavy and the day started wearing on. You could hook this tractor up to a chisel plow or a disc, drop it in, and it would just keep pulling. Smooth, consistent, no drama. And that's exactly what farmers needed. One of the things folks still remember about the Case 1070 is that power shift transmission. At the time, that was a big deal. Being able to shift through gears on the move, without stopping, without breaking your rhythm, that changed how work felt in the field. It made long days a little smoother, a little more efficient. And then there was the Comfort King design. That operator platform, set back from the engine, helped cut down noise and heat. It may not sound like much today, but back then, that was a real upgrade. It meant you could stay in the seat longer, focus better, and get more done before the sun went down. But like a lot of great tractors from that era, what really defines the Case 1070 isn't just how it performed when it was new. It's how many of them are still running today. You'll still find them on farms, maybe not pretty anymore, maybe showing their age, but when you turn the key, they go to work. Because this tractor was built with a kind of honesty you don't see much anymore. No shortcuts. No unnecessary extras. Just a machine designed to do a job, and keep doing it for decades. And that's exactly why the Case 1070 earns its place at number 3. Number 2. International Harvester 1466. Now this one right here. For a whole generation of farmers, this was the sound of power. The International Harvester 1466 wasn't just a tractor. It was a presence in the field. You heard it before you saw it, that deep diesel rumble, the turbo winding up, and then that steady pull that just didn't let go. Built in the early to mid-1970s, the 1466 packed a DT436 turbocharged diesel engine, pushing around 145 horsepower. And unlike some tractors of its time, this one didn't just have power, it delivered it where it mattered. Drop it into heavy ground, hook it to a big implement, and the 1466 would dig in and go to work. No hesitation. No backing down. This was the kind of tractor you trusted when the job was too big for anything else on the farm. And if you ever sat in that seat, you remember it. The view over that long red hood, the sound of the engine under load, the feeling that you were running something built for serious work. It wasn't the quietest ride. It wasn't the softest either. But that wasn't the point. The 1466 was built for farmers who cared more about performance than comfort, men who measured a tractor by what it could do, not how it felt. And it earned that respect. Season after season, field after field. This machine proved itself in real conditions: heat, dust, mud, long hours that didn't quit until the work was done. Even today, you'll still see these tractors out there. Maybe the paint's faded, maybe the seat's been replaced. But that engine? Still strong. Still pulling. Because the International Harvester 1466 wasn't built for a few good years. It was built for a lifetime of work. And for a lot of folks, it's more than just a tractor. It's a memory of what farming used to be. Hard, honest, and powered by machines that never gave up. And that's exactly why it takes the number 2 spot. Number 1. John Deere 4640. And here it is. The one that, for many farmers, defined an entire era. The John Deere 4640. Now this wasn't just a tractor you owned. This was a tractor you relied on. Built in the late 1970s, the 4640 came with a 466 cubic inch turbocharged diesel engine, delivering around 180 horsepower. And back then, that kind of strength didn't just make work easier, it made bigger farming possible. You could hook this machine to just about anything: deep tillage, heavy discs, large planters. And it handled it without breaking stride. But what really set the 4640 apart wasn't just power. It was how refined that power felt. Because this tractor introduced something that changed everything for farmers: the SoundGuard cab. Close that door, and suddenly, the outside world softened. Less noise, less dust, less fatigue. For the first time, you could spend a full day in the field and not feel completely worn down when you climbed out of the seat. And that mattered more than people realize. Because farming isn't just about machines. It's about the people running them. And John Deere understood that. The quad-range transmission gave you smooth, reliable shifting. The hydraulic system handled modern implements with ease. And everything about the 4640 felt like it was built to last. But talk to someone who ran one back in the day, and they won't just list specs. They'll tell you how it felt to fire it up before sunrise, how it sounded pulling hard in the field, how it became the backbone of the farm. And here's the truth. Even today, decades later, the John Deere 4640 is still out there working. Not restored for show, not sitting in a museum, but doing what it was built to do: turning soil, pulling weight, earning its place every single day. Because real greatness doesn't fade. It holds up. It proves itself year after year. And that's why, without a doubt, the John Deere 4640 stands at number 1. HT now. These tractors weren't built for comfort. They were built for work. For long days, tough conditions, and jobs that had to get done. And that's exactly why they are still here. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these tractors do you think had the most power? Let us know in comments below. And if you enjoy classic tractors and real American farming, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more.